Nanjing Massacre, Rwanda genocide.
Okay, I think it should begin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at the Toronto Alpha's office. I think it's probably not the first time that you're here. And we do have some Chinese media. I'm just going to greet them in Chinese. 咁多位現場嘅媒體嘅朋友你好啊！咁我哋因為今日我哋有唔同嘅嘉賓喺度嘅關係咧，多謝你歡迎你嚟到市維會。咁不過我哋個記招咧，我哋會用英文去進行嘅。So we're going to continue our press conference in English. This year is 2012. It's the 75th year after the Nanjing Massacre, but a great part of the world has yet to know and heard of this part of history during World War II in Asia. So the Toronto Alpha cannot let this go, this part of history go forgotten, and the victims forgotten, and also the lesson not learned for the world. So that's why we're planning a series of events this coming December, and hopefully through the help of media and support from different parts of the Toronto greater community, we're going to have the word spread and more people will get to know the 75th year after the Nanjing Massacre. And I'd like to introduce our guests on stage. We have Mr. Charles Laskin. Let's start from that side. A big round of applause to Mr. Charles Laskin. He is the department head of the Dufferin Peel Catholic School Board and also subject chair to the Canada and World Studies. And then we have Dr. Joseph Wong, the founder and chair of the Toronto Alpha and Canada Alpha as well. Thank you, Dr. Wong. And then we have from the city of Toronto, a good friend, Councillor Christine Wong-Tam, who is from Rosedale Centre. Thank you. And then we also have a good friend from the Toronto District School Board, the Central Coordinating Principal, Mr. Frank Liu. Let's give them a big round of applause to all our guests on stage. And in a very short while, we'll be joined by the Toronto Alpha Youth Ambassador, Ashley Shin, I think, on the way, so we're just going to wait for a little bit. And we're going to ask Dr. Wong to begin today's event.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Good morning, media. We are here today to let you know the series of commemorative activities that Toronto Alpha is planning in Toronto and around the world. It is an important event to remember because Nanjing Massacre is a period of history that probably draws no parallel in the history of mankind. Not only that it is intense in scale and intensity, but it is also lacking in human dignity, that the period of history should be remembered, should be studied, and we should learn lessons from that period of history. So the purpose is twofold, really. One is to commemorate the victims who died during World War II in Asia, particularly in Nanjing Massacre, because we want to bring justice and closure to that part of the history. Secondly, we do not want the world to forget what had happened there, because there are important lessons that we could learn to prevent future mistakes from occurring again in the future. And I'm very glad that we are working together with a few school boards in Toronto to bring this to the student body, in addition to many open public events that we are organizing. To start with, we start our commemorative activities on November 27. It would open a photo exhibition in the rotunda of the City Hall downtown in Toronto. And then it would be followed by an exhibition in Markham. On December 9, which is a Sunday, we would have a candlelight vigil in memory of those victims who died in the Nanjing Massacre, followed by a community forum, and this would occur at OIC Auditorium on the evening of December 9. December 10 and December 11 are student conferences. The first one would be in Ryerson University. We are working with Ryerson University and Toronto District School Board to bring 250 students to the conference. We have invited very powerful researcher and peace activist from Japan. Her name is Tamaki, flying to North America for a tour, firstly to San Diego. She would have a seminar there on December the 2nd, then in Edmonton on December the 4th, to New Jersey on December 7 and 8, and then she would come to Toronto on December 9. And we also have a survivor from this period of history, from the Nanjing Massacre, who comes from New Jersey to join us in the student events as well as in the open forum on Sunday evening on December the 9th. So we have testimonials from victims and also from someone who is very well known in the research of this subject. To give you a very brief introduction of who Tamaki is, she is easily the world's most authoritative person on Nanjing Massacre because she personally interviewed over 250 Japanese veterans who have fought in Nanjing and come back, and who admitted to Tamaki the kind of atrocious activities that these veterans did during the period known as Nanjing Massacre. And she also interviewed over 300 survivors of the period of history. And for the last 30 years, she spent every December in Nanjing talking to people, interviewing survivors, and doing different types of commemorative and memorial services there. Whenever Tamaki speaks in Japan, she would be intimidated by the right-wing extremists in Japan. You would see in her film 30 trucks denouncing her, calling her a traitor of Japan whenever she speaks on this subject. So we know that peace activists in Japan are facing a lot more barriers, are facing a lot more difficulties and threats than we do in Toronto. We are working very comfortably with our school boards, with educators, with universities, but those peace activists in Japan are facing a very difficult time in Japan. So I would like more people to be able to come out on December 9 to give her a big welcome, to attend the memorial, as well as to give a boost to what we are doing in Toronto Alpha in Toronto. I have to thank the school boards who are working together with Toronto Alpha. I have to thank Christian Wong Tam, who has been able to get space in Toronto City Hall for exhibition. I would mention about the difficulties and also the problem that we are encountering at Toronto City Hall and also in Markham regarding the proclamation of the week, Memorial Week for Nanjing Massacre. So I would like to pass the platform to other people who would be able to tell you a lot more about the activities. For example, Charles will be able to tell you about the student conference, and Frank from TDSB would be able to tell you about the student conference on December the 10th.
Thank you, Dr. Wong. And the Toronto Alpha is really thankful for having the support from a councillor from the City of Toronto.
The historic atrocities and the crimes that committed specifically the Nanjing Massacre has to be commemorated. As a Chinese Canadian growing up in the West, in Toronto, being educated in the education system here, we did not hear a lot about this particular history. And if we don't keep these stories on in those times, we've just seen the passing of the Holocaust Education Week, or the Holocaust Awareness Week, and there is a reason why we spend this time and we take those moments to educate, so that you know that combat exists, and Canadian forces are currently today engaged in combat. What took place in China, in Nanjing, and Shanghai was a real shame. What is further alarming to me as an elected official representing a very diverse part of Toronto is that I'm having some that we can resolve those challenges. The protocol office is not just insult the victims the first time around, but here we are. What happened to the victims?
Thank you for joining us.
Hello, my name is Ashley Shin, and today I'm board mayor among the youths. In order to achieve this goal,
I've been involved with Alpha now for over 8 years. I've gone to China, also some of the devastating moments like the session, so that these are things that are taught both in the history program. You know, we're there to make sure that...
Good morning, and thank you for being here. I'd like to begin by thanking Dr. Wong for...
who believe and put the trust in Toronto Alpha, in this group of volunteers who are dedicated in the West. Continue to turn this massacre controversial. In Ottawa, the day before the motion was passed. So it would...
Historical milestone that the surviving victims would live to see our support from the West. So we need your help.
Here, please, everyone.